Legend of Total War here with part 3 of my Hearts of Iron 4 Let's Play campaign as Poland. Right, so previously we prepared for the Soviet Union's invasion. Their invasion failed and now we're pushing them back very rapidly, I'd say. So, looking at it, we've taken Moscow, 41% towards capitulation. They've got 90% national, what's it called? National unity. So we're going to have to take the majority of their victory points. Luckily for us, the majority of their victory points are in the west. There's not that many of them in the east, so we probably just need to get to about here, maybe? Stalingrad's worth a lot. 30. We're not almost there, but pushing the Soviets back at this point seems to be pretty easy. Anyway, let's keep going. Got plenty of political power. Yeah, my convoys... I don't have a navy, basically, so... don't expect anything there. So yeah, it turns out that what we had to do, because we have a smaller army than the Soviets. I was just a little bit concerned about manpower than about using an army, a front line, just because it can inflict a lot of casualties onto our forces, and this isn't the last war of the campaign, so we can't be like, let's just use all of our manpower fighting the Soviets, and then what are we going to do against the fucking Germans? But this is turning out a bit better than I expected. I mean, the Soviet forces there are really in a shit way, so... seems to be going alright. How's our bonus at the moment? Planning bonus 30%. It's going pretty well. So I'll need to extend this line. Or just actually create a new bloody front line. Well, not front line, offensive order. So I don't even have to do anything. That's probably something that I really don't like about using offensive orders. I like to micromanage, and this is just... doesn't let me micromanage. It doesn't matter. Alright, so let's have a look here. It doesn't really matter what we get over here anymore. There's going to be heaps of resistant occupation. I don't really want to spend a lot of manpower on cavalry to maintain it. Yeah, no. I'd much rather I'd just much rather beat this quickly. So the US declared war on the German Reich. But since the German Reich didn't declare war on the Soviets, didn't waste a lot of their manpower doing that, they might actually stand a chance against the United States when they invade. That being said, I need to be the one to defeat Germany. So what I'll have the Americans do is waste all their manpower, or just tie down the Germans, and then I'll hit them from the east. Okay, I need more troops down here. Okay, next load of recruits are coming soon. And I could use these, but they're not really good for attack. Fuck it, let's bring them down here, because all I needed them to do is come around over here, and then oh wait, they can lift off. They can leave from Sevastopol. I'm just about out of these, but it doesn't matter. When we're done conquering the Soviet Union, I'll be able to make more convoys pretty easily. There's a lot of resources here for me to get. Why did they leave that undefended? Doesn't really matter. The Soviets aren't doing anything. Okay, we've taken Leningrad now as well, so that's going to be worth another 30 victory points, bringing us at least past halfway for this war. But I've lost 300,000 men. It would take 100 months to recover that. But also, there are more things I can do to increase my percentage of manpower, so that'll help. And once we've occupied the Soviet Union, we'll have a lot of non-core population to draw from. Maybe I'll even bloody invade China just to get even more non-corp. I don't know, that probably at this point here would be pretty difficult to take on China. This would have been a good place to pocket them. It doesn't really matter. They don't have the factories to resupply their men. And in fact, them having loads of men just means they're taking loads of attrition. They can't supply their troops, which actually makes them weaker. Weaker than they already are. So maybe we don't need to pocket them. Now if we have a look at our construction, yeah, that's going to be fucked for quite some time. What we should do in the meantime is just build more civilian factories so that when the war is over we can repair all this stuff very quickly. Just shift. So just focus on this. Don't even bother with repairs, it's not going to happen. At least they're not bombing our territory anymore. Pretty close to Stalingrad. Okay, good. I need these guys to come over here. I'll command this operation here, I suppose. So, soon-ish, we'll be able to get... yeah, the recruitable population from there, that's quite useful. Do that, doesn't matter. Alright, so let's put this on stop. Need to redesign this. Let them build up planning bonus and then we'll re-attack. Of course, in the meantime, I'm going to focus down here. Our troops are already ready here. See if we can get around them while they've got them locked down. Pocket them. So where do we have supply issues? Well, as long as we don't have supply issues over here, no, we're good. Good, if we get over here, they're pocketed. That's about... it's 10 units, but one of them here is as full equipment. Some of them are retreating. And you help cut them off. Good, these guys here, they're fucking cut off. Very nice. Yeah, when you haven't got sufficient equipment, your troops fight like shit. Good, another 5 over here getting annihilated. And yeah, these guys, they're getting the fuck out of here now. We've had enough. Have we, has it finally happened? Have we got these guys to break through the enemy lines? Maybe we finally have. This is what I wanted, for them to break through the enemy lines and just capture territory super quickly. So we don't need everyone doing that. Get over here. So basically, every time they get into a new region, that opens up more possibilities. We keep splitting them up. They're not here for attacking. They're here to capture victory points quickly. But they can attack them. At least keep them pinned down. While these guys get over here. So they're desperately getting over to us as quickly as they can. Just keep them pinned down while we... Oh shit. Get over here. No. They managed to get organized. But that's okay, we got a bit of territory. And back off. Oh, they're actually under attack. Well then, just hold your ground as long as you can. Shit. Get over here. I may need to... No, I don't want to strategically redeploy them because then they'll have a hard time fighting. So if we have a look at this now, yeah, I've got more factories than the Soviets. I don't have more divisions. But, you know, they can't reinforce their divisions. Their guys are fucked. That's where I see weak spots. Use them. Make use of it while we're getting organized here. Well, there goes all my convoys. I've still got a few left, but they're being used. It doesn't matter. Good supplies here. This is, I guess, marshes. They don't do so well in marshes. Try to get around them if we can. You should hurry up and get over here. Good, that'll help reduce the number of casualties we take. They've pushed through. So that was worth 5 victory points. Still, we managed to wipe out a few of their units over here in Crimea, so that's not bad at all. So how's their planning bonus? It's almost ready. Alright, Alright, attack. Have the advantage. Well, you guys need to be attacking. Yeah, they're doing it. Okay, good. Good if we can cut through to here and then pocket all the units that are in here. Doesn't really matter that much though. Like I said, they can't supply their own troops. And I'm just going to keep making guns, even though it's not being made. We don't have the resources. resources are still out here. And that being said, we're not even getting all of it because it's all going to be sabotaged and shit. So I just need to just get on and get this done. Okay, loss in manpower there, but that's probably just due to recruiting even more troops. 330,000 men dead. How are they going with the Soviets? 10 million of their troops dead. Okay, I really want this guy to capture here just so we can pocket them. But like I said, it doesn't matter that much. Capture the territory, take away their factories, they can't reinforce their troops. They can with men, just... Oh, hang on, we got supply issues up here. What's the problem? We don't own enough of the edge provinces. We need these over here. Okay, all of the artillery stuff is done. So yeah, we're in 1942 now. Good, managed to capture this. Okay, you lot, capture this here. They're gonna take that before then. It doesn't matter. Look, they're pulling back over here. Where are my guys? Oh, I think some of them got pocketed. Because it's 16 out of 24. Doesn't matter, they proved to not be very effective. So once again, use these guys to get across the enemy lines. Yeah, they must have got pocketed somewhere, I don't know how. The amount of manpower in them is not very high, so it's fine. Don't necessarily need to take the victory points, we just need to get behind their lines and go and capture their resources. Force them to come chase us. If you go that way, you're gonna get fucked. Okay. One of you, pin that guy down. Try and get around them down here. There's some good resources in Armenia. Lots of oil. Can make use of that. If nothing else, just deprive them of it. Attack this guy here. Because if you can get in there, these guys here will be pocketed. Shit. Okay, they've got defenses here now, so prevent the attack. Get over here. You go north instead. Need someone over here. Good, these guys here are pocketed. How many is that? I don't know, it's a few. Okay, I'm gonna give up this ground here just because it's not worth defending it. Get back to here. Without supplies, it'd be very easy to kill. And we're about to take Stalingrad. Very nice. How's our casualties? Shit, 360,000. But you know, the prize is Russia, all of it. How are we going for victory points? They've almost been defeated. We keep this up, this will be over in a few months. But where are their other victory points? Where are the ones, you know, worth getting? If we can get all the way over to here first, then all these guys are cut off. There's no ports on this side here. There's one port there. So we have to try and get there. You should stay there. Keep getting more factories, but I just don't know what to do with it right now. Like, none of them are making anything. Don't have the materials. Okay, I need more troops down here. Turkey capitulated to Greece. Oh, Turkey was part of Axis. Interesting. Well, it doesn't matter, they're gone now. Huh, how's that a reversal of fortunes for you? Things aren't looking so good for the Axis powers. But, you know, that's... 1942 is sort of when it started turning on them anyway. So yeah, it really looks like we've got this war under control. So these 20 divisions here, I'll need to set them up with a new offensive line. Just tell that to go ahead. Could be better to take that one just to pocket it, but it doesn't matter. Let's just keep pushing them back. We've got the Russians on the run. This will all be over soon. Okay, now the new recruits that we got here, I'm not going to send them to the front line just because supply is going to be an issue. We'll, I'll just keep them there, to be honest. Actually, no. I'll bring them down here with the other group of guys that I'm micromanaging. Because supply down here should be good. It's just up in the north it'll be shit. Let the officers handle that. And I think that'll do for recruits now. Just one more load of them and then that'll do. A little bit. We've still got plenty of manpower. It's just not as much as we used to. Shit. Might be a good idea not to leave that open. Even though it's ahead of time, it might still be good to... It doesn't really matter. Our enemies are so weak, it just... We don't need any additional edges on them. Let's just get what's efficient. I'm sure take this. Get to Kubyshev. How's this going now? Getting there, but here's the thing: we've taken all the best victory points now, so there's not a lot of good ones left to go. to do with these guys. I think I'll bring them down here. And we'll just sort of like get around here, just so they can't like cross into anyone's borders. And I've still only got 8.5% world tension. Well, I suppose when I occupy the entire Soviet Union, I imagine that's going to give me quite a lot of tension. There's no troops here. They've abandoned this position completely. Move. Move, move, move. There's no victory points up here, but... Well, there's one. Well, they must have been... Oh, they probably went to the port here and just gave this up, I suppose. They couldn't hold it. The Finnish are sitting there going, God damn it, I wish this was us conquering the Soviets. Oh, that's very nice to see. You got left behind. Okay, let's start doing some like minor pockets. Like pocket them. Oof, we're taking loads of casualties very quickly. I mean, they're still taking more, but still. Every Polishman is worth 100 of the Soviets. So, 5 victory points. Well, it's better than nothing. Just hurry up and take it. So, looking at their factories now, they've only got 94 factories left. Despite the fact we've really only taken like probably like 20% of their overall territory. We've like 80% of all their resources came from here, or at least their factories. Let's take this. This war is won. Oh, we need to hurry up and capture this port here, otherwise they're going to get a chance to escape. To be able to pocket, I don't know, another couple 100,000 Russians would be really good. I want you guys participating in this. If you guys can hurry up, don't go down that way. If you guys can capture that port, there's no way for them to escape as soon as this has been taken. Good, they got pocketed. Yeah, they're all trying to get here now. Maybe best cut them off from getting here first. Because if they just decide, well, fuck it, let's leave. I mean, they don't really have anywhere else to go. Unless they want to sail all the way over this way. Which they could very well do. Are the Germans... they haven't declared war on the Soviets yet, have they? Yeah, they're still justifying war goals. Good. Everyone in here is completely cut off. There's still a chance for these guys here to escape. So let's get rid of these first. Imagine these guys here are out of supplies now. I mean, they can only get supplied from like the cities, and that's not going to be enough to supply hundreds of thousands of troops. Where's their capital's all the way over here now, isn't it? Yeah, all the way in Vladivostok. Good. All these guys have nowhere to go. They're getting wiped out. It'd be great if we could win this war before we hit 500,000 casualties. Their fielded manpower is still twice as much as ours, but you know, when they don't have any guns, you know, they're walking in basically armed only with trench coats. That's about it. That's all they got going for them. And now the Russian Navy can't stay here either, but you know, oh look at that, I still have convoys, but it's just not being used. It doesn't matter. So if I was to make it just a small attack here, let's see. Yeah, their supplies are running out. We need to capture these towns to prevent them from getting any more supplies. Let's get on with it. Let's get in there and wreck them. They got no supplies. Or low supplies. Just as bad. It's almost over. 83%. 17% more of their victory points. And there's some good ones in here. That one's worth 5. 1. Grozny, that's good. Don't just sit there, fucking kill them. So, field divisions now, 196. Yeah, they still have more than us. Oh, look at this. They've actually, they finished their front line. Is there any point going any further out here? And any victory points? Yeah, there's still a few. Let's get to there. I imagine now they're just about completely out of supplies. Just about. Yeah, the big problem now is just trying to get to those victory points. There's hardly any left. Oh, here's another one. It's only worth 1. But we're about to take their oil fields. Taking the minor one. But I think that's their best oil field right there in Azerbaijan. I mean, it's only takes 78 days now for it. Two more ticks till we get a whole heap more manpower. That should be more than 1 million extra men. Good, a whole bunch of them just got overrun there. Too slow. And how are the guys up here going? Yeah, they're still moving, albeit slowly. But there's no troops up here. You just guys just hurry up and get to that that victory point. I think it doesn't take that long to repair shit. Okay, that's the last of our troops that we want to recruit. I'll just leave them there without a army for the time being. Yeah, you Germans, you probably don't want to be having any troops on the border here dealing with me. Why don't you haven't even dealt with Yugoslavia yet, you morons. Alright, so we probably don't need to... These guys actually became communists. They're in no faction. Oh shit. Okay. Despite our best efforts, they actually became communist. I mean, the majority there is fascist. So yeah, that's something for them to do. Get in there before these guys undo all the good work that we've done. And when you're done over there, you'll come over here and deal with them. Since they're in the Communist Party, I guess we can justify war against them. I'll capture that as well. The Allies won't give a shit. Well, that's going to be very useful for us once we get all those resources from the Soviet Union. Okay, just yeah, let them fortify for a bit, and then I'll start justifying war. It should only take a little bit of time. Once these guys here are done, we'll go justify that war. This is done here. God, they've already made it over here. So, Soviet Union. So close. These guys as well will go to Romania. Just finish capturing all this. Not that it really matters, there's no victory points. But just do it because I tell you to. What are they doing? I must have selected additional units to go join that. Alright, well, you're done here. Let's get you to the front lines up this way. So apparently 700,000 men is low manpower. God, we still need 10% more of their victory points. Alright. Time for another front line, because it did not take, well, not front line, another offensive maneuver. It didn't take them long at all to get there. So let's just make it all the way out here. Okay, so these guys over here, attach them to this front line. Once they're in position and fortifying, we'll justify war against them. So they'll join Comintern. And then we just let them just wear themselves out against our fortified troops, just like we did against the Soviets. And then once they're worn out, we'll go in and fight them. And this way we get both Romania and Bulgaria as well out of it. Getting there. Okay, so these guys here, I want them attached here as well. So here we go. Seems like the number of casualties we're taking now is not so much. We've actually got more divisions now than the Soviet Union. They're out. They're done. They're not coming back from this. There's just not that many victory points out here. It's only worth one. There's nothing down here. That's worth three. And it's just not worth enough. Okay, all these guys that are coming in over here. Instead, join that. Okay, this is fortified enough that there's no way they're going to get through there. Not with all of our entrenchment bonuses, so let's justify this on them. I really doubt the UK is going to get in our way on this one. Keep an eye on it, because as soon as if they do guarantee their independence, then I'll cancel justification, because I don't want to go to war with the Allies. It's only 10 days. Yeah, they're not going to get involved. Okay, I would much prefer a streamlined line. Alright, they will certainly, what's this here? As volunteers sent to the Allies, well, they're going to join the Communists. I'm pretty sure about that. Yep, there we go. So they've joined Comintern. But they're not a major faction, so if we just beat the Soviets, they should basically be absorbed into us as well. They've essentially just signed their own death warrant there. That being said, they're dead no matter what. They shouldn't have become communist. Why would you join a losing war like this? Yeah, a lot of sabotage going on, but we don't have enough manpower to occupy all of this. Let's just finish this war off. We're just 10% to go. God, I tell you what, a nuke would be good right about now. What does this mean? Maybe that means enemy front line? I don't know. Okay, there's quite a bit of inefficiency going on here, so let's just delete these. and then set up a new one. So over here, they're not so silly as the Soviets. They're not making the attacks. So yeah, pretty bad supplies up there. Doesn't look like we got good supplies here either. No. But then again, neither do the Soviets. Yeah, no hope for the Soviets now. What they got? 13.64 million losses. You went in to take some shitty Polish territory, you end up losing your entire goddamn empire. Gotta feel shitty for that. Okay, good. They're making their attacks now, because they'll never get anywhere. With 49% entrenched units that are heavily veterans. Oh man, they got pushed back. Missed our chance to sort of capture that. Oh well. It might actually help if I take these guys out. They're probably consuming more supplies than these guys can deal with, because it's just there's no infrastructure here really. Let's take them out. These guys will do a better job just on their own. God, we gotta fight for every inch of this now. That's worth 15 victory points, but getting there, yeah, I shouldn't have to get all the way there. There's just nothing in here, that's the problem. Little bits and pieces. Okay, now that we've taken those guys out, the supply here is much better. I still want to try and get them behind enemy lines. Over here the supply is much better. If we can get them to just start driving over to here, we'll cut off everyone that is within this area. Yeah, see, they're wearing themselves out very badly. Let's start preparing an offensive. Actually, we shouldn't even need an offensive line. That's just there to contain them. Once the Soviets surrender, we should get their surrender as well. So why have they got attrition here now? Probably mountains, desert, and mud. Yeah, look at their strength rating now, it's like nothing. Because they haven't got any factories left, comparatively. 55 factories. So yeah, just drive right past them. And what few supplies they have left, we'll cut them off. Stay away from mountains. Wait, that's just desert. Okay, deal with that. pressure on them because they're giving me the shits. It's time to split them up. This is the kind of thing that we bought them for. Would have been more useful to do this at the beginning, but there was no getting past the goddamn Soviets. They were just everywhere. Too many units, but now they don't have as much. They can't protect everything. And there we go. No units defending here. It's free run through all their territory. Greece capitulated against... Oh, look at that. Vichy France took them over. Interesting. And then Turkey's returned back to being an Axis power. Okay, if these guys could just get over here and block them off from here, all of these guys run out of supplies. They're cut off from their capital. Get over there. Alright, how are we going now? Almost there, 6% more to go. So there's only one victory point in here, or 3 victory points there. What else is there nearby? There's one worth 1. 3, it's all just trash. 3. So Romania's gotten thrown away 300,000 men. Didn't do anything to us. Alright, good. Good, that little, that small adventure over there paid off. Only a little bit. It all adds up. I want to finish off the Soviets on this episode, but I don't want to have to cross all the way halfway across Siberia to get to here. I'm sure we can finish them off before we get there. 95% now. Good, with more resources coming in. Might as well get these resources now. But yeah, with more resources coming in, we should be able to produce more, obviously. I imagine a lot of the resources out here are pretty much, yeah, they're bottoming out. Just because of, you know... Yeah, that's exactly what I'd expect. But once they've surrendered, it'll all just go back to being not a problem. Don't get yourself wiped out. So everyone in here now has no supplies. So just freaking wreck them. Yeah, it looks like we'll be able to win this without losing 500,000 men. So they've only got 143 divisions left. Soon to be it. Let's see how many's in there. I know, it looks like about 10. Not many, but it's about 6% of their forces. I bet all my Polish viewers right now are loving this. Love to see the Soviet Union get destroyed by Poland, and only by Poland. They're not fighting anyone else, they're not fighting on two fronts. They're just fighting us, and we've taken them out. And it was all thanks to building a very strong fort line over here, where they wore themselves out right at the start. Now they've actually still got some supplies. They must be getting them all from Tashkent. Well, let's hope and get over there then. This guy's strength ranking is like literally 0. Yeah, it's 0%. They're just fighting in hand-to-hand combat, not even with pitchforks. They're worse than peasants. $97%, just 3% more to go. Oh yeah, we just captured this. So yep, now they've got no supplies left. You lot, get back together. And I'll figure out a plan for them. Now they've lost 600,000 men. I doubt they've even killed 10,000 of my men. Yeah, it's still 97%. So close. Next victory point is where? Over here. It's only worth 3. Still, it should be pretty easy to get there now. I mean, surely these... Oh, look at this there. Oh, we're in Xinjiang. Huh. Well, let's just send these guys... Oh, no, not you. Go driving in around here to Urumqi. We don't need to beat them. Because I don't think they're very powerful at all. They've got 59 divisions. Oh, this means we can't enter it this way. That's weird. Alright, we'll go in through here then. Up through their back door. Right, so that's what that means. It means like it's a mountain, you can't cross it. Pretty sure you used to be able to cross that way. Maybe it might be an idea to start researching nukes soon. Free France is getting destroyed. I'm interested to know how many men the Americans might have lost. What's their recruitment laws? So they're on extensive conscription. Is that what we're using? No, just limited conscription. I mean, we could go up to extensive, increase training time, that doesn't really matter. Fuck it, let's do it. 1.58 million. Made a bit of a mess of this, but that's okay. These guys are the cleanup crew. God, just 2% more. Come on. What are we gonna do? So 3 right there. I don't think that'll give us victory. Oh, this is good. More of them cut off. Yeah, can you get in through there? If they want to come out this way, it doesn't really bother me. Okay, so yeah, Xinjiang, they've still got... And if we could just capture that... Here comes another 5%. If we can capture this, then yeah, they just surrender. But we don't have to fight these guys. We just need to defeat the Soviets. Okay, well that's all going well up there. Just slow, that's all. 99% towards capitulation. Come on. Did we manage to get that victory point yet? No, that might actually give us victory. Let's make a mad rush towards it. Capture this. Will it give us to 100%? So I'm ready for this war to be over. Yeah, just wait. They'll be arriving there any moment. Ah, fuck it. They've capitulated. Well, why haven't we won yet? Oh, god damn it, I shouldn't have declared war on them then. But it's okay, it won't take long. Oh, I didn't create an offensive line. So they've all capitulated, but the thing is... Well, actually, it's just the... Well, I suppose maybe now the... Other factions will go up against us. Oh, god damn it. You create front line and offensive line and go. Both of you. Good, pushing them back here. Probably going to take a few casualties. Oh, never mind. It's over. Oh, that's awesome. So, Soviet Union, I'll be taking all states. That's going to create 50%. But I'll just end the turn on that. There's no one else to do anything to us. I'll take all states. Oh, okay. gotta pass for a few turns. Take all states. And Romania, I'll be taking all states. And what about Mongolia? Oh, because we didn't take any of their territory. Well, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Mongolia is shit territory anyway. And we're no longer at war with them. So, resistance to occupation should pretty much disappear. Alright, so we've created 93% war tension now. Well, we've just become the new Soviet Union. Except even bigger. But it's not going to end here. So Mongolia, they're probably the, all that's left of Comintern, is that right? Yeah. Has a truce with us, visited by Paraguay. Doesn't really matter. So what are we going to do with all this now? Who should we go kill? So all of these, yeah, that's all gone now, and we just need to wait for it to repair. It'll take a little while, but we'll also get all this delicious resources as well. See, look at that, it's all making... We've got way too many guns now. Let's start making other things. Resources completely sorted. We're just stockpiling heaps of that. Alright, let's start making planes. Oh, I gotta research better equipment for that. I don't know, I guess just make more guns. And then we could just shift the stuff later. Oh god damn it. Still more. All this stuff needs to be repaired, but it's okay. Look at all that steel. Thank you, Soviet Union, for losing to us. Okay, good. God, all that steel will actually come in handy as well. Okay, so I believe I'm importing a bunch of stuff that I don't need now. So cancel all imports. Okay, we need rubber actually. That would be fine. Or maybe I'll just make my own. Because we don't ever need any more military factories. This is enough. So who should we go kill next? Well, it said we need rubber. Let's have a look if there's anyone nearby here that's got rubber that we can use. There's Iran. The UK are probably going to start clock blocking us now when we've got that much world tension. A lot of resources in China, and of course the Japanese have totally failed. So in terms of like industry, I'd say that we're probably number one, maybe only rivaled by the US. If I justified war goal against them, 90 days. It'd be a pretty easy fight. They might get guaranteed by someone. Yeah, okay, so that's what's going to happen. The anyone that's not a fascist or communist, they'll guarantee it. So we have to pick someone who's neither. Either that or we have to go to war with the UK, which we could handle. I just don't really want to go to war with them. Or maybe we can go to war with the Germans. Maybe just wait. let some time pass for us to build up our equipment a bit more. Because we don't have an air force, and keep that in mind. Yeah, they hate us because of how much world tension we've generated. It's going to take like 100 years for all that world tension to go away. You'd think the UK are currently a bit too busy trying to deal with the Germans. Alright, let's get these guys and make a front line on the German border, just so that we can actually see what they've got. If their strength ranking is really low, then why don't we just go and beat them? What's their manpower? So they're scraping the barrel now. They've got 13 million men in reserve. So they've still got a lot of fight left in them. I've got more factories than Germany. But I'd say I've certainly got more resources than them. There's also Mongolia. I mean, what's Mongolia got, really? It's not really worth our time to go take them on. Oh, the truce has ended. Ah, fuck it. Let's kill them then. They won't get guaranteed. This will wipe out Comintern. 160 days. Well, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, the Germans don't have much in our border. Because if we go to war with Germany, we also go to war with other Axis powers, which there's not that many of. Italy, Turkey, Japan, those are the major ones. I mean, oh, that doesn't matter. They're currently occupied by, I think about it, National Spain, that's a major. Nation France. Not too concerned about them. Yeah, just let them continue to wear themselves out a little bit, and then I'll just walk in and take it all off them. I didn't expect that we'd be at this point here in episode 3. Because usually I think the ideal length of a series is 10 episodes. So I mean, it should only take us a single episode, I reckon, to take out the German Reich, if everything goes to plan. Could also build forts all along here, wouldn't take us very long. Let them wear themselves out. But the thing is, they don't have the numbers out here. They're all busy over this way. But I'm sure if I started justifying war against them, let me just see, how long would it take? 50 days, yeah, but if I went 25 days for that, it wouldn't take them a month to redistribute their troops over here. They'd probably focus more on us. How many divisions do they have? 252 divisions. A lot of planes. Plus they like us. So yeah, there's no way they're getting guaranteed, right? Yeah. If I was to justify war against People's Republic of China, oh no, they're in the Chinese United Front, which means they're in a faction. The motherfuckers over there can't stop them. All right, let's do this instead. Let's take on China. Yeah, God damn it. Just don't want them. Then half of them here. So we won't worry about Germany right now. And the thing is, by doing this, it will free up Japan's resources. But it doesn't matter, if I conquer China. Let's see, what are they on anyway? So they're just on extensive conscription. They've still got a lot of manpower. Got nothing going on there. What about China? What's their situation? Yeah, just with volunteers, they've still got millions of soldiers. With 275 divisions, yeah, but they couldn't possibly be that powerful. How's their factories? 80 factories, yeah. So we could beat them. They got to equip all their units as well. It only take 35 days to justify war against China. Are they guaranteed by anyone? In a defensive war against Axis, gives military access, non-aggression pacts with all of these people. "35 days, okay. I don't think they can be guaranteed because they're in a faction. I'm just not certain. I mean, our troops should be better than theirs by a long shot. Because I'm not certain. We'll deal with Mongolia first. So maybe don't worry about this. Because we'll need this line over here so they stretch themselves thin. Now we just gotta wait until this comes into play. 24th of March 1944, so not for another couple of months. We're actually low on steel now, but it doesn't matter, we're making too much shit anyway. We've got 294,000 in reserve. So we're not running out of equipment anytime soon. I did say I need to start researching better planes, don't I? Let's look at this, all these guns, I don't need that much. Okay, we should convert this over to advanced artillery. Let me just get a whole bunch of them doing it. I know it loses the efficiency, but it doesn't matter. let's start getting better planes. Alright, I like to get fighters. I like jets. So I guess go down this line here. How many divisions does Japan have? 170. I guess they're all being a bit defensive now. Okay, so as for construction now, it doesn't make sense, I think, to make any more military factories. So let's make synthetic refineries. That way we can actually produce ourselves with rubber and oil. Produce it out here in this shit area. This will surely supply us with all of our oil and rubber needs without having to go and conquer, like, new areas. Because I don't need any more military factories. We can barely... We don't have enough resources for them anyway. Doesn't matter about that. Well, actually, since we've got the planes, why don't we use them? Well, then, it uses our manpower. Well, that doesn't really matter, does it? Alright, so let's create a new air wing. Move all equipment. Yeah, I don't give a shit. This war is going to start very soon. And now we have... Yeah, we're good. We've got 3.46 million troops in reserve. We're covering at a rate of 7,000 per month. Potential enemies Mongolia. Yeah, when I declare war on Mongolia, that's kind of to be expected. So let's see how we're going. Straight away, we've lost 128 men, they've lost 20,000. They don't stand a chance against us. Yeah, where's Genghis Khan for you now, motherfuckers? And this basically wipes out communism in the world. So if nothing else, we've done the world a great favor right now. Oh, legend. Communism is better than fascism. No, it's not. Alright, so... let's see. I might as well make some more support equipment. Actually, I'll convert some of these to support equipment because it'll use up less steel and more aluminium, which we have plenty of. Okay, so now we're actually taking some casualties, but compared to them, it's nothing. So where's their other victory point? Oh, it's just a case of we need to take, like, territories. Because every region, I think, has, like, a fraction of a victory point. It just doesn't say it. Okay, just waiting on the peace conference. Yep. Taking the states. Okay then. Next up on our shit list, China. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna have to split this up into 3 groups, I think. I'm gonna do this. Wouldn't worry too much about People's Republic of China. Let's do that, then halve them, minus them off, and there, and then halve them again, minus, and then put it there. So I'll just wait for them to get into position because it only takes a few days to justify war against China. I don't necessarily know if this is going to be a good idea. Then again, you know, we should be way more powerful than Japan. And China should be weakened from all this. There's no way that China's more powerful than what the Soviet Union was, so all we're going to do is fortify, just entrench, let them wear themselves out, get rid of all their equipment, and then we'll attack them. It doesn't matter how many men they've got then. Supplies a little bit shit out here. Maybe some more infrastructure might. Oh, it needs some time to repair, that's all. What I'll do here actually, I'll boost party popularity so that they become fascist, because I don't need to spend any more. And when they become fascist, they'll probably end up joining Axis. Which means, you know, they'll support Axis, but Axis is going to lose versus Allies anyway, so give them a little bit more to fight with. Because I don't want the Allies to beat them. It's like 1 year on each of the border. Most of the army is right here. Oh, I see that. Yeah, they're still moving down. Yeah, so we're getting heaps of oil reserves now. There's no need for us to have a closed economy. So, they got wiped out before. Do they even have an army now? Not particularly. Alright, well it's 1944, so the Allies are taking their sweet time in defeating the German Reich. But then again, that's of course, the Germans didn't pick a fight with the Soviets, so that's helped Axis out, because they didn't exactly gain much from fighting the Soviets historically. It probably cost them the war, amongst other things that cost them the war. know. Maybe some of them can't actually make it there. Non-aggression pact? No. Okay, we're at an hour and a half, so I guess we'll end the episode here. According to this, it says that our balance of power is in our favour, so next time we'll justify the war and get on with it. Also, this is occupied Chinese territory, so they're not exactly getting full resources from that. But here's the thing, once we go in here, it's going to be handed back to its original owner. So this is not really a priority. This is where I wanted to put more troops over here, because this is actual China, and this belongs to Japan, so fuck that. Anyway, that's the end of this episode, guys, so like and subscribe. Part 4 is next, and don't forget to visit me on Facebook. See you next time, fuckers.